We're gonna be about songs where artist pays in the song they pay an artist a tribute. And the latest one is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away now. Bob Marley, Prophet and a Prophet, Poet and a Prophet. Bob Marley talking how he walk it. You know, that line in there always was like an interesting refrain and a chant. And it really fit like a glove. So Anthony Kiedis and playing them, and they, this was the one, and this was their what we call their commercial breakthrough. Give It Away was huge back in '91. Seems just like yesterday. But if you ask people who are just kind of faintly remembering the song, they may not even remember the title, but they gonna remember Bob Marley. They gonna remember Bob Marley's name being mentioned three different times, three straight times, and it worked. Now, Bob Marley was a poetic prophet. He really had a distinctive way of communicating. He had a distinctive way of bridging the gap. And musically, he was beyond reggae. He was popular music, soulful music, however you want to label it. He was part of the whole nine. And so, um, when you get a shout out like that, that really speaks volumes about what you put down, what you said, how you made people feel. And and he was seen as a teacher. He was seen as someone that, you know, uh, was a regal rebel, stood out, had a certain purpose, had a certain charisma, but it was catching and you could feel it, all the nuances and all the vibes about it. So this particular song, which was definitely the Chili Peppers were doing their version of ska, and they were hugely popular back in the day. When they caught on in a real way. But this song was like one of those songs that you couldn't escape, and it really did. It flipped their wigs. It made them into an act that you know just more beyond the LA scene. Because at that time they were like about in the same situation as Fishbone, and the only big difference between Fishbone and Chili Peppers is that the Chili Peppers had a hit. That's pretty much it. But people don't understand and I like Fishbone a lot, and this is not a diss. It's just a fact. You gotta have a memorable song, hook, groove that where people go, whoa. That's where they're like, whoa. Because then there's that one song that everybody knows, and even if they don't know nothing, they know the parts of the song. And this one, the way it was done and layered, was done such a way that you could not escape it. You couldn't escape it. You know, it was very telling, um, and it was done in a way that it was so kind of hypnotic for the groove. You know, now I like the Chili Peppers. All right, I'm not gonna claim to be big on them. I like Flea's bass playing probably more than anything when I associate with them. And I had a couple cuts I like, but this one was one of those songs that you could definitely vibe to it. It's like one of them songs that, and it was like I said, it connected. It was like the stars were aligned. It connected all the dots, and it really hit. So, uh, but it was a great tribute. If you're listening to it and you hear the Bob Marley parts, that really made it so cool how they layered that in, and especially with the bass, because it was definitely influenced, and you could tell by that. So, and ironically, 10 years after he had transitioned, and the artists were starting even more and more. Because I used to live in a place where it was like Bob Marley Central. You could definitely feel his aura and his element. So anyway, but let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, in my peace.